everybody! ¿Cómo están? Ian Lewis here, and in this episode of Exploring Together, we are exploring Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a city that is full of really interesting facts. And as a tourist, it's very likely that you will arrive to the building that is behind me, the Centraal station. And our first curious fact is that, architectonically speaking, Amsterdam is built upon 11 million wooden poles. That's insane! And the building behind me, the one that you arrive as a tourist, has around 9,000 wooden poles. How crazy is that? And that leads me to my first curious question of the day. How do they manage the termites? Do they even have termites? Or have they already killed them all? The second curious fact about Amsterdam is as soon as you get out of Centraal, if you turn right, you will see this bike park, which is just insane. There are at least a couple 100,000 bikes here. Easily. And if we continue going, you will see a parking which has floors. That's insane! And with these bike parks, we arrive to the second curious fact. The reason for these huge bike parks is because the bike is the main transport method for the Dutch. That leads us to our second curious fact. In Amsterdam, there are around 1.1 bikes per person. That means that in a city of 770,000 inhabitants, we had 850 bikes. Those are insane numbers, And it is not a surprise that with this huge amount of bikes, the bike lanes here are real highways. Amsterdam has so much more than just bikes to offer. And in Exploring Together, that is precisely what we do. We try to dig in, to explore a little bit farther, you know? To try to understand the local culture. And that's why we have arrived to the heart of Amsterdam, where I'm gonna tell you a little bit of how does this city origins. Look at this. Ooh. In the dam. It is supposed that in 1217 a dam was built right in this location, joining two settlements, the Neistat and the Neistat, or something like that. I don't really know how to pronounce them. The dam that was built right here about 800 years ago was the one that crossed through the Amstel River. That's where the name of this city comes from. It's a dam built in the Amstel River. Amsterdam. And from all the important buildings to see here, we have Madame Tussauds, which is very touristic, not my kind of tourism though. But there are two main things that you should know. This one over here is the Royal Palace. That has not always been the Royal Palace, no. Because until 1830, it used to be the council of the city. And the second important... Nice bells! And the second important thing to visit in the damn plain is the National Dutch... Quite dangerous. Is the National Dutch Monument. The Dutch National Monument was built in 1956 to commemorate all the people whose lives were lost during the World War II. And each 4th of May, Dutch people gather in this square to commemorate the sad event that was the World War II. And from the Dumpling, we're gonna walk to one of the oldest places in the city, the begijnhof. Before we go in, I want to tell you that this place was created by the Beguines, and it mostly consists of a collection of historic houses of the Netherlands. In this place I have to keep calm and be quiet. So guys, what I'm looking forward to show you here in the begijnhof is this house, one of the oldest houses in Amsterdam. This one is just a wooden replica. That one over there is how they are nowadays, whereas this one over here is how they were used to be in the very beginnings of this city. Okay guys, I'm now with Mark. We're gonna have lunch and we just had a really crazy bike ride. Yeah. So this is how it feels.
Driving on a bike.
Yeah. In the back seat of a Dutch bike. Let me go down. Oh. Okay.
Never have kids again. An electric one.
Yeah, it's an electric one. This little bit now how to ride through the Amsterdam canals, you know? We are currently having lunch with Mark, trying some absolutely amazing beer. What was the name?
This is IPA.
IPA?
Eibier. En de ei IJ is the water in front of Amsterdam. So the brewery
Yeah.
is brewed in Amsterdam, this beer. It's made in Amsterdam.
It's really delicious.
It's a good brewery.
And this
Yeah.
is mackerel. It's a sandwich with fish. It's a sandwich with fish, pickles, mayonnaise,
Yeah.
and of course
Very
bread.
nice.
It's really nice. Oh, it's actually really nice. Mark was telling me that we are in a place called Jordan. And Jordan nowadays has been completely bought by millionaires who are renting the apartments for Airbnb. Wow, look at this. Very beautiful, eh? Very beautiful. Didn't expect this inside.
Anything from the outside?
Yeah, look,
really quiet.
it is completely hidden. That's the entrance to the secret chamber of the world.
It's green. I mean, there are no windows here. See?
Oh yeah, there are no windows. I didn't notice. The things that only a Dutch person can teach you. Bye bye, you beast of the Amsterdam. Before, I told you that the dam plane was supposed to be built in 1270, and the keyword here is supposed, because there is no exact date for when did that happen. Because you see, the first written mention of the Amsterdam city was in 1275, when Count Floris V allowed the fisherman that lives in the dam of the Amstel River, the dam plane, to trade without taxes. That's pretty much duty free, no tolls. That's pretty much Trump's best dream ever. Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
Hi.
That's great. Fine too. And with this tax exemption, the fishermen were able to trade basically two main goods: beer and herring. Now, just for you to know, beer and herrings here in the Netherlands is pretty much like French fries and Coca-Cola in the United States, fish and chips in the UK, or currywurst in Germany. Basically, thanks to these two products, the economy of Amsterdam rocked. Because by the 16th century, this city has already become one of the richest and the biggest cities in the world. And that time, it is called the Golden Age of Amsterdam. And yes, I know what you must be thinking so far. Ian, how do you know so much about Amsterdam? Well, that's because I'm half Dutch. Can't you see my 2 meters high, blonde hair, blue eyes? Of course, that is a joke. The reality is that I made a PhD in Dutch history, which is also a lie. I just Wikipedia most of it. Ooh, look at this place. Look at these narrow alleys. For me, this is the best so far in Amsterdam. Getting lost in between the city is all what it is about. While tourists walk through the main road, we go through the narrow alleys. Well, I have to admit that this one isn't so beautiful. But sometimes you gotta bet, a leap of faith. Because when it actually works out, you might end up in a really nice street. Well, this is the main one. So guys, we have arrived to the east side of Amsterdam. This place is way more touristic because we are only 1 block away from the red light district and some of the most known coffee shops. Now, I haven't really told you, but I have been a couple of times in this city before. And the truth is that I am not a huge fan of the red light districts. It is mostly a part of the city where tourists can go get up and do whatever they want. And somehow I think that this city has too much to offer to just be stuck over there. Now, I do have some dedicated videos to the red light and to the marijuana topic. You're very likely be seeing them next week. For example, something that makes you completely aware that this is created for tourists are all the takeaway food that exists in this part of the city. But Ian, why are you taking us here if you don't like it? The reason to that, it is called the Old Kerk. The Old Kerk, or also known as the Old Church, is the oldest building in Amsterdam. And now we have arrived to a place which I'm not exactly sure if it is a highlight of Amsterdam, but it has a very special meaning for someone that I really admire. This is the bridge where Casey Neistat proposed to his wife. He is by far one of my favorite YouTubers. In a more serious way, and I think that on behalf of all of us who have dreams, that we are not there yet, but we're working for it. I want to say thank you, Casey, for always inspiring us, especially to me. You are an awesome dude. Cheers. Woo. Okay guys, so I think that I have shown you most of that part of the city. Let's now head to somewhere which is way nicer, in my opinion, of course. The last images that you have been looking at are part of the Mert. This square is absolutely beautiful. Must say, it is one of my favorite places in all Amsterdam. Besides, I have some really good memories from this place. Alright, my dear subscribers, we have arrived to the Leidseplein. This is by far one of the most active places in Amsterdam, if not the most. Here there are many restaurants where you can of course go and have a meal or grab a beer. Ooh, let's go and get one. Aha! So just a few minutes walking from Leidseplein, there are two big attractions. One, it is Vondelpark. All in all, the park is really nice, especially if you're coming with friends. Because that basically means that you can come and grab some beers, you know, smoke a few things and enjoy a lovely afternoon with all of your pals. But from a more touristic and serious perspective, the park is really nice, but I guess that it could be better as well. So with that kind of salty critique, we have finished our first destination from the Leidseplein, and we're going now to the number 2, to the second one. Segundo, you know? And from here we can already see our second destination from the Leidseplein, which is the Rijksmuseum. You see, there are a couple of curious things about this museum. The first one is that I think it is the only museum that has 2 bike lanes crossing through it. Great music. Ooh. That's why you need this. And the second one is that the Rijksmuseum used to be in The Hague, yes, where my sister lives. It seems to be that then it went to where the Royal Palace is, and once you have crossed the Rijksmuseum, damn, it's so difficult to cross, you will arrive to one place called the Museumplein. And here you will not only find many museums, of course, which is the square of the museums, but also the Amsterdam signal. The Van Gogh Museum, the Moko Museum, the Rijksmuseum, museums everywhere. Now, I'm not sure if you have already noticed, but I'm not so much of museums. I prefer being in the open air, walking, looking to the buildings in a wow gesture. But the place surely is a great one to fly my drone. Okay guys, what a nice day this one has been. I have to get back to my place, but what a day this has been. Welcome to Exploring Together. See you next week.